Welcome to another live stream of Cypher on Minecraft. You all know me as a DJ, but Minecraft is my hobby. And today we are going to be building an automatic farm in the same map that I was playing last week. So let's begin. Before we start, as usual, allow me to share this with a couple of friends so that they can join too and have some fun in here. So this won't take much time. Today I'm planning on building an automatic farm for crops. I'm gonna be building it in creative mode, but it's fully and completely doable in survival mode, so it's gonna be fun. So just one tiny moment. This won't take long. Okay, here we are. All right, we are back in business. So let's crack on this. All right. Oh, I opened the wrong world. This is not the one. Hold on, let me exit this because I don't know if it happens to you guys, but you have so many different worlds that you suddenly open the wrong one. Oh, hey Joe, nice to see you. It's Minestopia. I'm guessing this is the one. I have one and I have a copy so that I don't mess with the original map in case I want to play with it again. Yeah, this is the one. Alright, so we're going to be building this farm in creative mode to make it easier and quicker for sakes of the video. But it's totally and completely doable in survival, so this should be fun. And I really hope that you guys like it. Okay, so the first thing that I had in mind in here was to build the farm in one of these big chunks of land, you know, this has. So I'm probably, oh, oops. This was not in my plans. All right. I'm probably gonna be building, this one is too big and we don't need that much space. This one is also big. So, no, this has no. I'm gonna be using this one, even though it's not as small, it's not as big, so I like it. Okay, so you can obviously build this farm in various different ways according to what suits you in looks of the world that you are creating. I am gonna be doing almost everything entirely with glass, because that way I can keep a look in my crops and everything. So far we are going to be planting regular wheat. We're also going to be planting some potatoes. What else can we plant? Because beetroot is not as enchanting, but we might as well end up, you know, trying with beetroot. Pumpkin. Oh, carrots, of course. How could I forget about carrots? Okay, so these are pretty much the seeds that, hey Potato, happy to see you. The seeds that we are going to be using. Okay, so we can just leave the seeds for a moment here. So now that we've sorted, and this is one of the basic important things, is that you plan ahead what are you going to be planting. So in this case, it's going to be these four crops that I chose here, so that you think in advance how many floors you have to make, and you're going to see why in a moment. So we're going to be needing, in this case, glass. If you don't want to be able to see through your farm, then use any other block, but I suggest that you use glass. We need dirt, of course. We're going to be needing a dispenser, well, a couple of dispensers, but right now we have like unlimited supplies. We're going to be needing water buckets, one water bucket per per crop. So let's just place them on top of each crop, and extra water enough to make unlimited water supply, so that the crops are well fed up. I know that some people do this 1 square of water and then put a lot of crops around it and they all get fed, but I like the 1 line of water, 1 line of crops kind of farming, but that's, you know, all up to you. So we're going to be doing a linear kind of farming in here. We're going to be needing 1 bed for each kind of crop, and you're going to be seeing why in a moment. So right now I'm going to be choosing a color that matches pretty much the crops that we are doing. So we're going to be doing yellow for the wheat, orange for the carrots. The potato could also be yellow, but just not to confuse it, I'm going to be using white, because if not, I'm going to be confusing and I want different colors of that. And the beetroot is going to be red. It could also be purple, but I'm going to be using red. Okay, so without further ado, we need to actually, in this case, I'm going to be using, I forgot the name of the new block, Deep Slate. Okay. In this case, I'm gonna have to flatten out the floor beneath me because it's not flattened. But in case you have, no, that's fine. In case you have a very flat, well, let's just say that we decide to build the crops, the farm here in the ground, then we wouldn't be needing to flatten it. But in this case, well, I'm gonna have to. So I'm also gonna be needing some sort of light. You don't, if you're doing this in the broad open space, maybe in the sunflower fields, but in here it's very dark and it can spawn any kind of, you know, shenanigans. So we're gonna try to keep that at the minimum. It is amazing, thank you. So we're gonna say here, okay, so I'm just gonna go 1 deep. Okay, so we need, for starters, 1 row. That's gonna be an extra row, 1 for the crops and 1 for the water. Okay, so it's 1 for the crops, 1 for the water, and 2 extra rows. Of course, these are for you know, making the walls. So the first thing you have to do is measure the length of how far you need to flatten the space that you're going to be building in, and you're going to be seeing why in a moment. So let's just say we're going to be putting, okay, no worries, Joe. Okay, so we're going to be placing our droppers facing on top. Okay, we don't need to right now. I don't know why I did it, so now, make sure you place 1 water bucket inside right now. We're going to be taking it out later. Let's just get any sort of redstone, you know, contraption just to ignite this. I'll try to explain it simpler for you, Potato. So let's just ignite this. And let's try. And with any block that you don't care for the moment, let's try and direct this water going up front, just like I'm doing, so that it flows, you know. And now make sure you check out what's the last block that the water can go to. If you wanted to go further, well, you know the drill, you have to dig 1 block deeper and the water is going to keep on flowing, yada yada. But right now, that's not what we're going to be doing. Right now, we are going to be placing a hopper right in the block after everything is done. Or you can place any other block as a marking and you can place a hopper later. That's up to you. But you need to know exactly where is everything going to be ending, so that you don't build, like I was doing here, further than it needs to be. Why? Because it's just going to be a waste of blocks and a waste of material, especially if you are, this block in here is called a hopper, Potato, and it's sort of a collecting pass-by block. Items go in it, it collects them, and then either it stays in there if it has nowhere to send them, or it can send them to a chest so you can collect them and keep them. So right now, for example, if I were in survival, I'd be already wasting all this gorgeous glass, unless you have a silk touch, but let's face it, nobody wastes a silk touch in glass. You just go and burn more sand, but that's kind of the point. So now that we know where we're going to be placing our hopper, we can retract the water again and collect our sorry, my throat went dry. Our water bucket. Okay, so you can just get rid of the scaffolding blocks, which is why I said any block that you like. I suggest that when you are building, and not only this farm in particular, but anything else that you might be building, I suggest that you choose as scaffolding any block that can be broken easily. That way you're not going to be wasting time in breaking it. For example, I've used cobblestone as scaffolding at moments because, you know, you have it in hand and you use it, but it takes a while unless you have an iron pickaxe with you, for example. And if you didn't bring it, then you're going to be taking your time instead of just, breaking dirt, for example. So measure what items you have in hand. If you have a what's the name? Sorry. If you have a shovel with you, then by all means use sand, use gravel, use dirt, so that you can do things faster, especially if you're trying to build something and you know that if you don't build it in time and then night comes and you're not protected, and maybe you're using some mods and there's going to be extra zombies and examples like that. So just don't. Okay, so this is pretty much everything we need for this starting moment. So let's just get rid of that whole that dispenser and the lever. Why? Because this is not going to be the bottom floor. That's just like I said, flattening out the surface. So I could, for example, even just place a shroom light down there. No, it's like a lantern. You get it in the Nether, Potato, by mining the Crimson Forest, and you find it in trees. Okay, so we found some pretty nice places to put some lights so that nothing will be spawning. So we are good so far. Yeah, I think this should do it. Okay. So you are going to be placing now, finally, that dispenser, that it has to look, look up so that the water gets dispensed to the top. And then you are going to be placing that right in front of it up until that marked block that we had. So now we can just do this, for example. So don't lose the marking so that you do not do by accident one extra block, because then it's going to mess the entire farm. So all you need is, to the very last block that the water can run to, so that you can maximize the amount of crops that you want to do at one time. If by any chance you want to do it smaller, it's going to work the same, but bigger, it's not going to be working. So you need a hoe to eventually, eventually make sure that you can put your crops, but right now it's not going to be useful for the moment. Okay, so we are going to be needing one more layer outside so that we can put a wall. And right now we're only building the very first floor of this farm because it's going to be bigger than it looks. So we're going to be placing some glass. Like I said, you can place any kind of block that you like for your building. I like glass because I get to keep an eye on my crops. And that way I know exactly when they are completely grown up so that I can farm them properly. So I suggest you do the same. Okay, so we need one more layer in here. Okay. So right where the hopper is supposed to be, actually let's just place it for a moment, although we will have to replace it at some point. But right where the hopper is supposed to be, we are going to be placing the first bed, which in this case is going to be the yellow one. So it's going to go right in here. There we go. And then we're going to be needing also a composter. And if you have any idea of where this is going, then let me know in the comments. Because one of the biggest problems in all the farms that you're going to be finding anywhere on the internet is that you find semi-automatic farms. And why? Because it works to 90% of the extent of the farm, and it's amazing. But there is one trick in the farm, and that is that you have to go and plant the crops yourself. So if we are trying to make some use of this amazingly beautiful space in here and build a nice farm to work for us, but we would have to make a ladder to go up and then just keep planting and then go down, and you know, it's between a waste of resources and all this stuff. So we're gonna be making sure that we do not have to plant the crops, and I found a solution for it. So stay tuned to find out how you can make it fully automatic. Okay, so now that we have this very first, we're going to be filling this space with water. And well, of course, let's just make sure that the water doesn't flow where it shouldn't. Okay, here we go. Okay, so right now we have our first floor complete, and we're simply going to be doing this. So it's almost ready. There are two things that we have to fix right now. Number one, the composter, I placed it in the wrong place. So let me just change that. Actually, we can just place it here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't look as nice, but that's just not to make it any more bigger than it needs to be. Okay, so right now, this is what we are going to be doing with the hopper. We're going to be, first of all, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, choosing where you want to collect your items. And for that, obviously, you're going to be needing a chest. You can do either one big chest and collect everything with hoppers if you have, you know, enough iron for it, or if not, just build different chests. So let's just say right now, this is where we are going to be. I'm going to be using a bunch of hoppers because I'm in creative, but that's totally up to you. So, or if you want to go further, then just build a second stream of water that just transports all of the items. But you'd have to make sure that the hoppers go into a dispenser that automatically shoots them. So, you know, that also is possibly if you want to go expand the horizons. But I'm gonna try and make it as simple as it can be. So right now, this is where we are gonna be collecting, and we need an item frame because we are gonna be collecting the seeds and the wheat in this one. So we put the seeds in there. All right, and right now this is where we are going to be collecting our seeds. Oh. Okay, so we're going to be needing 4 different chests, but we'll see how to place the rest later. So right now, I know the chest is like super far away, but you have to, depending on, you know, the amount of items that you have, decide how far, how small, how easy you want it. And if you don't have enough iron, then just one hopper, one chest, and then, you know, just make a path to get to it. So right now I just wanted to make simple. So maybe I'll place it a little bit, you know, closer. Okay, so let's just choose a bit of a closer place. I think I know where. Hold on. Yeah, this could be the right place. Hey Rachel, pleasure to meet you. Oh, hey Joe, welcome back. Alright, so this is where we are going to be collecting everything, okay? So now that we have that, what we need to do is place a hopper right, you know, in front of where the crops are going to be ending, and just make sure that they are all connected to the chest. So the only way to do that is, as we all know, we crouch and we connect, we crouch and we connect. Let's just head back to everything. All right, we crouch, we connect, we crouch, we connect, we crouch, we connect, and that way anything that comes with the water is gonna come directly through the hoppers and into the chest. So this is pretty much the basic form of the farm. There's not much to it. There is only one detail extra that we need to fill. So first of all, we need to make sure that when we are standing in the bed, or when something that is bigger than 2 blocks is standing, it can definitely exist, thus to say. So just build, you know, the ceiling high enough, you know. So right now I measured and this is as high as it would need to be. So we'll finish building the rest of the ceiling later, but right now this is the basic form. Now there is one more thing that we need to do before we close up this mini wheat farm and we can build the next level that's going to be another different crop. So now that we have this, we are missing one tiny detail, and is what are we going to be planting in here? So the only way to get that is to actually get the crops in there to be planted. So I'm trying to find the best place to, oh, I think this will do. Okay, the best place to actually do it. So let me just make a little bit here of something to breathe and walk. All right, here we go. So now what we are going to be doing here is making sure that the crops get here. So we need, again, sorry, we already have it here, our dispenser. So make sure that it's facing front, just like I'm doing right now. And now what we need is salt sand. So these are all ingredients, well, not ingredients, blocks and stuff that you can get in survival. Of course, it's way easier if you're doing it in creative, because we know that for dispensers and all of that, you need redstone and you need quartz and other stuff, but it's doable, so it's really, really fun. All right, so now that we have that, we can, do this. And since this is our very first floor, we don't need to go any higher than need be. So what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be adding another item frame just to code the fact that this is the dispenser for the seeds that we are planting. All right, so now that we've coded this planting, we can just simply put either a lever. In this case, I would rather use a button because that one is quicker, but that's only up to you. Here we go. I forgot to crouch. There we go. And now we simply have to fill this with water so that it flows. And after it flows, just make sure, oh hey MacBoom, happy to see you. Make sure you add a sign so that it doesn't overflow. So right now, if we do this, the water stops completely. And now let's just make sure that when we activate this one, we don't accidentally throw the sign off, because there's a chance. No? Actually, no. Okay, so it's, oh, but we forgot to place our water bucket in here. Okay, let's just test this. If not, we'll move the sign. Okay, it's not working, but that's not to worry. We just moved the sign. So actually, there is no need for this to exist. So we can just do this. We can just do this. Actually, we can just, no. I hear old music from like thirds playing in the background. That's you, Joe, because I'm not playing anything right now, so that's totally you. Okay, so we need to find a different way to oh, okay, I found how to make it work. Okay, so let's just block the stream of water, and we are just simply gonna be building this one block away. This is obviously, there's no formula for how many blocks you need for all of this, because it depends on the space that you're working on. The only thing that is a formula is the amount of blocks that are gonna be, you know, in front of the dispenser of water, so that it goes right straight into the hopper. But right now, just like you seeing me doing this, it's all just trial and error, because, you know, you have to make sure that everything works. So right now, we're gonna have to move the item frame once again, which is no problem at all. There we go. Just remember to code everything so that you do not confuse, you know, where you are placing what seeds and all. So this is gonna be perfect, because now this is just simply gonna get the seeds in here. So we actually don't need any signs at the moment, so it's actually working even better than I expected. Okay, so let me just make some room, because I feel a little bit tight in here. Alright, so now that we have this working, you know, you get here and this is where the seeds are gonna go. So now let's just place our button in here so that this works. Let's just place seeds inside, and every time you place the button, it's gonna throw seeds right there. Okay, so, you know, thinking it 2 times, maybe it's better to place. Okay. Thank you, Joe. It's what? It's better to just do this so that actually there's no water in that. Okay. So now it's actually working. Alright, so this is pretty much the entire farm. There's no need for anything else in here. We have one dispenser for water. So actually what I would recommend, and like I say, most of this is personal choice, is that you use any kind of blue, you know, blue block, just to remind you that this is a water dispenser. Or you can simply put, you know, a sign besides the, I need more seeds. A sign besides the, besides the seed crop that you're showing, so that you remember that this is the water dispenser, but I'm going to be using a blue block for that. So right now we have, you know, the one that sends the seeds, the one that disposes the water, which is gonna go until 8:30. Potato. Okay, so make sure that everything works before we move into the next. So right now what we need is to place signs. Sometimes, and I don't get why, Minecraft keeps, switching the item that I have in my hand, and it's a little bit annoying. But okay, now that we have a constant flow to the right place, we have the bed, we have the composter, which doesn't need to be, totally accessible. We could maybe just do this. And let's just do this so that maybe it's accessible. It's not going to look as pretty, but it's going to be functional, which is pretty much what we need. Okay, so now that we have here, there is only one thing left for us to do, and the farm is going to be complete. So it does look a bit complicated, but once it's fully finished, you're going to be... I'm playing on a phone, a Samsung Galaxy. No, this is not a Galaxy. Samsung, I forget what's the model, but it's Samsung. And no, it's not Galaxy. I used to have the Galaxy, but I have a different one now. Okay, so the only thing that we miss in here is, and this is going to be a bit weird, let me just get rid of the stream of water so that it doesn't just overflow everywhere. Right here on top of the hopper, we need a piston. So just a regular piston, and you are going to be seeing why in a minute. So just place a nice let me just... Actually, for the piston, you're going to be needing a lever, not a button, because you don't want it to retract. You want it to stay fully and completely in operation. And we need a block in here. No, sorry. And we need a block in here. There we go. All right, so that whenever the piston is, extended, there is it's like fully blocking this pathway without actually blocking the bed itself, and when you don't need it, you retract it. Okay, so now that we have this fully and complete, all that we need and all that we have left is to finish building these up to the very ceiling. There is nothing left, so let's just build the ceiling somehow quickly. And maybe, I might even, I'm probably going to be changing some pieces of the ceiling. And I'm going to be using deep slate. Just make sure, if you decide to use a block that is not... it's some sort of a greenhouse potato. If you're not going to be using glass, just make sure that you're using a block and placing also light sources so that you do not have any mob spawnings that you do not want to, because then it's not going to work. And as you can see, it's just as compact as this. It looks a little bit bigger than probably any other farm would be, but you're going to see why it's actually really, really amazing. Not to brag, but kind of. So now that we have that, let's just build a second layer of it. Alright, so we have to repeat everything that we just did. Literally everything. So just make sure that you do it exactly as you did it in the level before. So right now, what I'm doing is just placing dirt up until the very same block. So right now in here we would need a hopper. We're gonna skip that for the moment. No, actually I'm gonna be placing it and then I'll take it off, or I'm gonna just, forget where to place it. We need a bed. This time we're gonna be using the orange one because we're doing this for carrots. So just make sure that it's right on top of the other bed. The composter, it's the very same thing. You can just do this again. There we go. So now that this is exactly as it was, don't forget to place everything just the way we did. So now we need more dipstate in here, and this has to be facing front. And yeah, that way it fully works. And then we can just do this. And what goes behind? Oh, you don't even have to memorize it, just copy the very same design so that you don't mess up at all. Okay, so now in here is where it's gonna get a little bit tricky. Why? Just because we are building the second layer of this beautiful farm. So we again need to make a way to get the crops into the top. But we cannot do a straight line, right from where we are, because it's just gonna go up and we need, different seeds to be able to flow. So what I would do, but there's probably more complicated ways to do it, but that would actually do it simpler in the end. But I would just simply, yeah, this is not gonna work. Because what I do is I just create a second stream of water that just carries the rest of the crops. But if that's not the case, like right now we have a big wall in here that's just, breaching. I'm trying to design a new way to get them up. So let me just think for a moment. How would we get different crops to different places? Hold on. Because there actually has to be a way. For a moment it looked as if somebody had, entered the room. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be cutting out this wall. If we had thought this maybe earlier, we would have pushed the entire farm, a little bit to the front, but there is nothing to worry about because this is totally and completely doable. So just make sure gravel doesn't fall on top of your head. But besides that, we have to leave one layer, of course, of glass or any kind of block. I may even, just change it for this plate, just so that the streams of water don't coincide with each other. So we're just going to be doing this so that we have some space to breathe. Alright, so now that we have a second place, we need to get, once again, the water up to the top. So, just like we did in the one below, right before this is exactly what we are doing, a 2-story greenhouse potato. So we need, let's just place this in the right place before we mess up. Alright. And now we need, once again, our soul sand, sorry. Let me just see where I placed it, right at the floor. So very same idea. Remember, we're copying everything, just using a little bit of creativity and interest into how to make it get to different levels. So, okay, right now we are just simply gonna change this for the tip slate, and then just do this. Maybe even just do it fully in glass so that we can see the stream of water, you know, going to the top. So now we just simply do this and fill every other level to the very top, you know, maybe even just like that. Exactly. So now that we have a second set of, you know, well, we messed up for a minute. So let me just fix this, because this actually has to be facing front. So let me just fix this. All right. There we go. Okay, so now let's just get, you know, let me just get water running. There we go. Easy as that. We need a button, of course. We're probably just going to be building a 2-story today, because it's going to take a long time to just do the 3rd floor and the 4th floor, because it's all the very same, you know, process. So I'm just going to be showing you how to do 2 stories, and up from there you can just build the rest. Sorry, if you're okay with the idea, I mean. So we're just simply going to be doing that, and we're going to be needing carrots again to mark the rest of the things that we're going to be doing that are just exactly alike. All right, so now that we have, oh hey Marvel, I'm glad to see you, Dan, and no worries, I'm glad you're stopping by. All right, so now that we have 2 very unique and identical farms almost working, all that's left here is to obviously fill the, you know, the water source up to the, so that it works. Then just, you know, make sure that this is like that. Place this. Now we need to say where we're going to be collecting our next set of items. So I would suggest that maybe you do separate chests. And if you haven't done it, I'm going to show you how. We want a separate chest on this side. So what we're going to do is we first place another chest on this side, so that we make believe the game that this one is already, you know, to its maximum capacity, which is 2 chests. We place one to the other side, and then we destroy the extra chests, and that's how we have separate chests. So now that we did that, all we need to do is just say that this is going to be the orange one, and now we need to place our set of hoppers that are going to be going from the very top. Like I said, if you don't have the resources, then by all means, you know, look for a different option. Like maybe, you know, a stream of water that just goes directly into one hopper, and that's it, because, well, you obviously will be needing a humongous amount of iron to do this, but since I'm on creative, this is how I'm gonna be doing it. And now we simply just fill, you know, the rest of the building. So we close on here. What did you ask? Sorry, I didn't read it. I crouched, MacBoom. You need to crouch to do it. Anything that is activated by touching it, a chest, a dispenser, a hopper, a dropper, anything that is activated by touching it, you need to crouch to be able to interact with the block without actually interacting with it. So anything that, like I said, that it's activated by touching it, just crouch, and that way you can place one on top of the other. You can place item frames, you can place redstone on top of it, redstone torches. Alright, so let's just do this. And basically we are once again done with the very next floor. There is just one tiny detail in here, and you probably already know what I'm talking about, you know. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is now that we have everything moving, and the question is, how am I gonna be activating this water source block and this piston without having a ladder? You can of course use a ladder if that's the case, but if you don't want a ladder, then we have to build a different system to make it work. So what I propose in here is that we build a redstone system to make it work. So we are first going to be trying with slabs. There are various different ways to do it, but right now I'm going to be using slabs. And I'll be using oranges because we're talking about, you know, the carrots. So we need that, and we need redstone. So far so good. So we need to first place one top and make sure that that one top is working. So just place a button and make sure it's working. It fully is. So now all you need to do is place another redstone. Sorry. Top redstone. And then another, and then another, and we have a problem here because we have, let's see if we can do it, although I doubt it. Yeah. Alright, so in here we can just simply go one space below and we're done. Or we can even, instead of putting that, place just the button in here, and yeah, in here we need the full block. Oh. Hold on. Where should we place the block? The button. There we go. Alright, so now that we've found where to place it, let's just simply code this so that we know that it's the piston. I'm gonna be using a gray block because that's how I would feel it's the piston, but that's like completely up to you. And I'm gonna be using again the item frame and the carrot now, just to say this is the piston for the carrot, or even maybe just do it, you know, on top so that it looks more. There we go. So now if I come back to my farm, I can just simply, you know, do this. So that's pretty much the easiest way to do it. Let me just, you know, build a floor in here because we were like so below everything. So alright, there we go. So now that we have that one, we need also a way to get to this one that's going to be containing its water bucket of itself. So we're going to be doing the exact same idea. we're going to be placing redstone that goes directly into the hopper, into the dropper, sorry, and make sure that the dropper is working. And it's not working, and we need to find out why. Oh, again, we have to place our signs. I completely forgot about that, so I'm going to be using orange signs because why not? Today I ran errands all day and it's been a little bit chilly. Okay, there we go, and now we just simply have to do this. Alright, so now that it's working, let's just simply get rid of it again. Okay, and let's just get again our slabs. We don't need the dirt right now. Alright, so actually just place it the very same way. So let me just place the redstone. And we'll go downstairs in this way. Or maybe even just, you know, we'll maybe just place the button here. You know, it just has to be somewhere that you can reach it without having to climb. So if we place it here, it doesn't work yet, so in here we can just do it and it works. Alright, so that's the place. So now that we have that, let's just, no, sorry, we need the grey concrete to code the fact that this is, oh, no, we need blue, I'm sorry. Because actually this one is for this one, give me just 1 second please, don't leave, just give me just one tiny moment. Alright, thank you. So now that we coded that this is the water for the carrots, you know, it's just pretty straightforward because everything is like simple coded. So, you know, actually in here we need a lever instead of a button, but other than that, you know, in here we just need to code this one with the gray concrete and say that it's actually for the piston, which is pretty obvious because the piston is right to its side, but just to keep everything like super coded and stuff. And all that's left is that we finish the roof, and well, every other next level is exactly the same, so we're not going to be building all of the levels because, you know, it's going to take us forever, and actually I want to do some other stuff in this, you know, in this stream today, so we're just going to be leaving it like that for today. But either way, you're going to be noticing and seeing how easy this farm it is, because it takes a while to build, I'm not going to lie to you, but once that you've actually built it, it's fully and completely automatic, which is something that you don't find out, you know, a lot out there. I don't know if there's actually a fully automatic one because I've never found one, but If you have them, props to you, whoever did it. So there it is. As simple as this, a 2-story automatic farm where you simply come here, collect your crops, and then everything works perfectly. Now, the biggest question in here is, how do I make it work? Because if I just push this, it's gonna send the seed all the way to the top, and then what? So this is where it's tricky, and this is actually the secret of my fully automatic farm in here. I'm gonna be using a spawn egg because I'm in creative, but in survival you can just lure this into your farm. And what we need is villagers. Yes, there's only one catch to this farm, and well, if it happens, then just, you know, take care of it. And that's that. I've had, you know, I made a farm like this and it was working and all, but at some point the 2 villagers coincided 1 block above the other, and they started falling in love, and you know, suddenly there was a nice offspring in the middle of the farm. So that's the one thing that may happen, but well, then you just get the offspring out and then just build a new level. That's pretty much about it. So what we're going to be doing here is just spawning our farmer inside. Now when you spawn, usually they, you know, when you spawn villages, and I'm going to show you right now, you can have different various professions, you know, depending on what happens. But in here, given we have the composters, which is why we have the composters, we are going to be spawning a farmer. So let me just get glass so that the villager doesn't just fall off the roof. Alright, we spawn this, we close, and we should have a farmer, and if it isn't, it's going to turn into one. So once again, we spawn one. There we go. And that's it. Now, what happens here? Oh my god, I've forgotten about the tree. You need to remind me, because, you know, Seth's house is built around that tree. That's the purpose. And thank you. Okay, so how does this farm work? Let me just show you. And the first thing we're going to be doing here, now this you don't have to do if you're playing in survival. This is just for purposes of showing you. I'm going to set my tick speed to 30 so that the crops grow quicker. So now we are going to be telling these farmers what we want them to do. I want this one to plant carrots, so I'm going to be sending a lot of carrots his way. Okay, so now that we've done that, he's going to be receiving carrots. Unless, of course, we've done something wrong in here. And let me just check. I think I see where we messed up. Hold on. And like I say, it's always just trial and error with this. So, there we go. And actually, he did get some carrots, but let's just give him more. Try to give him the carrots all at once, so that, you know, they don't just crop in different timings. But if it doesn't happen, then don't worry. Once your farmer is right in the composter, then just simply use the piston to lock the farmer away. Why do we want this? Because if you don't lock the farmer, then he's just going to collect the crops as soon as they come out, and then you're going to be left with nothing. So you lock him out so he stays in the composter, nice and happy, doing whatever it is that he has to do. We wait for the crops to come. Let's just see and watch until it fully grows. There we go. They have a bed, they have a composter, and you know, these NPCs don't need much, so I don't feel bad about them, because they're coded to not need more than a bed, a table to do whatever they need to do, on the space to work at it. So these NPCs don't need much, otherwise I would be feeling bad. So there you go. Now that the crops are fully grown and that your farmer is locked away, what do you do? You go right into your water dispenser. Make sure it dispenses, and it's just gonna take the crops right into the hopper. There may be some times that some crops stay just right there, and that's fine because the farmer is gonna pick them up and plant them again, so don't worry. And when we come back into our chest, let's just wait for a moment, because they're supposed to be falling somewhere unless we placed one carrot wrong. Oh my god. Please stop. Stop, 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 stop. He's happy. My farmer is happy. Alright, so this is where they should be dropping, but let's just give him a little bit more carrots so that he has more to work with. So that Joe laughs a lot, let's release the farmer so that he goes pick his crops once he's done with the composters. So the process may take a while, and that is not up to you. That is up to the NPC and how the NPC works. So right now he's, like really entertained in the composter, so let's just let him do the stuff. You'll hear it when he starts doing everything. And in here, let's just send seeds his way so that he goes pick them up. And actually, let me just get some dip slate and make it a little bit easier for Mr. Farmer in here. There we go. So now that we just need to wait now for the farmer to go pick the crops. But apparently they're just staring at the composter for no reason. Guys, you need to go work so that I can showcase. Oh, I understand that you don't want to if the water stream is... Don't forget to retract the water stream, guys. Because otherwise your poor farmer is not going to be able to go back and pick up the crops you're sending to him, so... Thank you, Joe. Alright, so he's building once again. So that's exactly what we want. Once he's done, he's gonna go back. And that's when we lock him again. And we wait for the crops to grow. And this man hasn't gone and picked his seeds. But eventually it'll just work. And some seeds you might just despawn. And I know, you don't want seeds to despawn, but it's not that hard to get some. So it actually just works. So he's just sort of impatiently walking around because he wants to go pick the crops and he can't. But that's kind of the point. And don't do this in real life. Don't try this at home, kids. But yeah, just wait for everything to just work. Once again, just pick up your crops, retract, send carrots, and start the process over and over again. And here we have beautifully planted carrots. Now, I have no idea why this guy is not in the mood to work. So, let's just see. What's up, little guy? Why haven't you gone? Why are you not happy in your workplace? Come on. Come on. No. Come on. Come on. I have some seeds for you. Yeah. I want you to go see. I have some seeds. Actually, you want to know something funny, Potato? Oh, there, he found them. When there's villagers and when you spawn villagers, there is this type of villager that comes out with a green suit, and they're called nitwits. And it's because literally they cannot get a job, no matter how hard you try. So. Alright, so once again, all we need to do here, and actually at this point, we can just literally clear everything and just simply, you know, sending the right items to your farmer. And then you just go here and actually we can collect already. And he can go back to work and you can send again seeds. Actually, something that could make this even better is maybe just adding one block of deep slate. You know, the very same one that we were working with. So that no seeds are lost in the process. Okay. Fair enough. We can collect again. Very same thing in here, we can collect. There we go. Over and over, and we literally, I mean, right now the farmer collected everything, but that way literally you have unlimited resources, you know, and the very same things that you collected, you eat some of them or use them for whatever it is you need them. And well, in here you fill the dispenser again and just send them back to your farmer, and over again. So this is it. A completely automatic farm. Now, if you want to take this to the next level, and with that I cannot help you because I don't know how to build an iron farm, you know, the iron golem one. So that just takes it to the next level. But if you guys know how to do it, you know, maybe you can just build the compartment for the iron golems on one side, and if you have enough, you know, farmers doing their jobs, then the iron golems spawn on the side, and then you have two farms in one place. Because I think it's doable. I just don't know the process yet. I haven't started quite, you know, enough for it. So there's that. So would you guys give me 1 minute, please? Don't leave just yet. Thank you. Alright, so now that we're back at this, so this is pretty much it. And you build the next level and just make another set of hoppers that drop down to the next one. And it goes over and over. So right now I'm not going to be collecting anything else, and I'm just going to let them do, their thing. Thank you. Because, well, this was pretty much showcase. But I wanted to do it in this particular space in here, because I feel like this world has a lot of potential. So you can, build several different kinds of farms and stuff around this that was supposed to be a main house, but now that we see the size of that farm, maybe this kind of looks more like a reception or something, and maybe you can build something bigger, and have like some sort of multiplayer level where everyone just, survives in here is tough. But so I completely, whoa, this is really cool. Look at this. There's like literally, oh no, there is a way out. I thought there wasn't. I really love this map, Joe. Thank you for showcasing. The purple stuff. What purple? We have all of this claimed as purple. There's also obsidian, but that is actually extremely hard to get in survival. Well, not extremely, but you have to have a diamond pickaxe, and it takes a long while to mine it even with it, so it wouldn't be advisable. Cool canyon place. Yeah, but what purple? I don't know what purple block you're talking about, Rotato. House or something, it was made with like purple. Oh, okay, you're talking about crimson wood. This one. Yeah, you can use pretty much anything for the farm. The only thing that I suggested is that it was made out of glass, because that way you can keep an eye on when the crops are ready and when the farmer has finished planting, so that you can lock them out and they don't take the crops away from you, because you're actually going to be eating them and they're not going to be using it for much. So, I mean, I like a lot the villager NPCs, but yeah, I suggest you do it completely full of grass for that reason. Okay, so before I go, because actually I don't have much time left in the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on adding to. Sorry, I'm gonna keep on adding to. My throat went fully dry. I'm gonna keep adding to that world, different farms and stuff, so that it can be like a complete, survival. It was made in creative, but like you can fully survive in the without, the need of much. So I like the idea. So now, and as of the last 10 minutes that we have left, I'm gonna be starting a new world in creative, and I'm gonna be doing one of the name doesn't matter. I'm gonna be doing one of the things that I like the most doing, and I've probably never done it in a. Oh wow, the caves and cliffs has to be tweaked. Now that I didn't realize. I'm dumb. Okay, where are the coordinates? There we go. Alright. So in here, what I'm gonna be doing is something that I've done a lot but never on a stream, and you probably already know what I'm talking about, Joe. I'm gonna be simply just spawning random things inside the world and seeing what happens and how they interact with each other. So if anybody here has any suggestions, any thing you'd like to ask me to do, then go ahead, because I'm gonna be just, wrecking the place apart, and that is also super fun, and we have 10 minutes for that, so let's go. Thank you, Potato. Yes, please. I left how to get my Instagram on the description. You can find me as cypher.music. So please, if you can follow me, I'm gonna really, really appreciate it, because just like Potato said, I'm trying to get to 100 followers, and I'm really close. I'm only 5 followers away, so please, you will really make me happy if you help me with that. Okay, I'll nuke something. Let's see, what can we nuke and what will we nuke? I thought I saw a village somewhere, but because that could have been a fun thing. Oh, hey, Manny, glad to see you. And I can't believe you are pulling a Joe, really. And it's funny how it became a thing, Oh, look, we found. Let me just get my elytra wings, because I want to fly and I can't. We found. Whoa, you need to look at this. The portal is almost complete. Wow. If you have a diamond pickaxe, well, in this case, I'm gonna get the obsidian blocks. But if you have a diamond pickaxe, all you need is to break these 2 blocks, which you will collect, and then use the ones in the corner, and it's lit. And then just simply use the flint and steel, and voila. Let's see what's the spawn point in this, and I'm gonna nuke something. I haven't forgotten about that. I kind of didn't like where I was standing, so I want to go somewhere different. Okay, so we spawned in the middle of the Soul Sand Valley, which is one of the darkest, most unsafest places in the Nether. It's a place that you go, get what you want, and then just leave. I don't like Soul Sand Valleys. Oh, the Crimson Forest. This one's really cool. This is where I get the purple wood, which is actually sort of magenta, but that's exactly where. And I haven't seen a... What's the name of the other kind of forest? I forgot. It's warped and it's... oh my god. Crimson? Oh no, this is Crimson, and I haven't found the warped forest. That's the word. Alright, so... That's Netherrack. All of this is Netherrack, and right now we're standing in the Nether Wastes. And we found another Crimson Forest, and actually here's a warped one. Crimson, warped, a Bastion Remnant. This is a really cool place to be spawning at. We have a warped, we have a Crimson, we have a Bastion Remnant, and we have a lot of warped forest, a lot of Crimson, and I can suddenly feel that there is even maybe... No, just this, but still. Really cool place to spawn at. So let's just see where it takes us at. If we stay right in the middle. Let's just see where it takes us to. If we try to get back home. So I'm gonna do an incredibly large... Because why not? Kind of portal and see where it gets us to. So right now, there we go. Alright, so let's just Funny, it doesn't work. Okay. We're gonna have to do two different. That one works and this one doesn't. Well, either way, let's just fly through the portal. It didn't. Oh, I need a little bit more altitude. Yes, there we go. Alright, so if you want to visit this nether in particular, you see already the coordinates are 115, 79. Oh, I missed the rest, but you can find it in the stream once again, and I'll show you the coordinates of... Whoa, we spawned inside a cave. Now that is unexpected. I guess we're gonna be nuking a cave. Whoa! Okay, you can see the coordinates already are 905, 2606. And the seed that I'm using is, hold on, let me show you. Seed 214, 16, 27, 19, 8. If you wanna try the seed I'm in. But take a look at this massive cave. Just whoa, look at that. Well, we found already diamonds, but I've never seen such a big lava pool in my life. And we're on level -24. Wow. This is beautiful, guys. There's diamonds everywhere. Right now I'd be the richest person on earth, because look, there's like tons. Oh, hey Cataclysm, glad to see you. Look, there's diamonds there. There's let's just count the diamonds. There's 3 in here, 2 in there. There's just already 5. And no, this is the way out. We already have 5 diamonds in the counting, and we saw more. In here we have another one, so that's 6, 7. Hold on. 6, 7. And right down there, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 diamonds. And I'm pretty sure I saw more here. 13, 14 diamonds just in this tiny chunk. Can you believe it? In just one mining space we find 14, 15 diamonds and a mine shaft. This is just wow. Okay, so we're gonna be nuking the mine shaft. So what we need here is TNT. And maybe also minecart with TNT, so just cause. What? Sorry? There are caves like this in NPC now? There are, Joe, but you need to activate in, and I didn't know that until right now, in here in the experimental part, you have to toggle the caves and cliffs, and that's how you get them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the below, you know, below 0 level, so. This is gonna be a massive explosion. Can't wait. So, but I just got lost. There we go. We If I had known earlier, I would have done my stream on that, but yeah. Okay, so let's just hope that this doesn't make my phone go boom, you know. I'm lost. Where is the way that I came from? Oh, that just goes down into the mine, and I want to go out into that big cave. No, it's not here. No, this is not the way out. I hate getting lost. Yeah, I guess this is as much as we're gonna be nuking, cause now all we need is to connect. And then we'll just watch it go boom. Okay, it's almost here. There we go. Alright, so let's just watch it go boom. Look at that. And we found more diamonds. Right here. Boom goes the dynamite indeed. And we found the entrance. Let's just see. Let's try and blow a little bit more. Let's see how much more we can blow. Because it's gonna go deep down into the lava, but that's also gonna... And let's break this pillar that seems to be a really big structure holding out everything, so let's make sure it's not holding anything now. Alright. I'll check in a minute. Because now that I toggled the experimental, there's a chance. Okay, so let's just get all the way to the wall so that it's actually kind of worth it. All of the effort. Up until the wall, there we go, and boom. Apparently that didn't work, so we're gonna need a little bit more help. Let's just ignite everything. There we go, and let's just make this pool maybe even bigger. And we're gonna be igniting that by igniting him. Now that's how you do it. And we found bedrock right at level minus 59. Can you believe it? Okay, so for our final... Ooh, I have an idea. I'll do that in a moment. Well, they don't call it fast mining for nothing. Okay, let's just do one tiny last thing before we leave. And this is gonna be the crown jewel, plus to call it. Let's just do this. We have the coordinates. Let me just write them down. 861 minus 53 2568. Let's go up for about what? 3 levels? So that it's not that much. Minus 51. And let's just find the other coordinate. You probably already know what I have in mind. 842 and 2553. All right, let's do this. So we're gonna be filling this. 861 minus 53 2568 842 minus 51. I need a mine turtle indeed. Hello. And we're gonna be filling it with TNT. And there we go. And let's just ignite one. Whoa, the lag is so bad right now. The game might crash at this point. Whoa, I cannot even turn my camera around. The game is lagging so bad. We'll just have to wait and see what are the remnants of this disaster. Whoa! The game is not even rendering right now. It's taking a moment. There we go. Whoa, Jesus. We have so much experience out of everything that died. So much cobblestone. We found more diamonds in here and a passageway to another part of the mine. Where does actually... Oh, wait, this is a lit portal and this is not the portal. Oh, this is where I came from. Back from the nether. Yeah. But still, take a look at the humongous disaster that we caused in here. Whoa. This is actually too cool too. Let's just light one more in here. Although the game kind of thinks like it's already pretty destroyed. But either way. So yeah, I'm gonna be finishing my stream in here. So thank you all for joining. And I will be seeing you next Thursday, 7 p.m. as usual. And please, if you can follow me on Instagram, I really appreciate it. Because as you all know, my main thing is that I'm a DJ and a host, silent EDM producer. So you can find me as cypher.com. So please follow me. I'm trying to get to 100 followers. And I'm going to be doing a very special edition of Another Dimension live once I get them. So please. Alright, so thank you everybody. It's been a real pleasure being here. And I'm just finishing the stream right here in one of the coolest locations that we will ever be finding in Minecraft, I think, or I hope. So thank you all. Have an amazing day and goodbye.